everyone. We'd like to introduce you to our public library, Hueco Tanks. It was built in 2005. The name Hueco Tanks is from the Hueco Tanks State Park and Historical Site. This park is 45 minutes from downtown El Paso, and our library is situated in around 26 minutes from the state park in a suburban neighborhood. An interesting fact about our library is that it's 16 minutes from the border, and the total population of El Paso is 678,815, making it the 23rd largest city in the US and the 6th largest city in Texas. Let's get to know El Paso. The average poverty rate is 18.83%, and the median age is 32 years old, according to the census statistics from 2010. As you can see from the pictures above, El Paso is a very large place with a lot of federal and military presence. Fort Bliss is one of the largest military complexes in the United States Army and the second largest training area in the United States behind the nearby White Sands Missile Range. Learning about the people here, ethnically, the city is 82% Hispanic or Latino, and 65% of them speak Spanish. The family median income is $50,247. And tourism is a major industry in El Paso, bringing in $1.5 billion and over 1.3 million visitors annually from the Visit El Paso website. Due to the city's sunny weather and natural beauty and rich cultural history, this city has many outdoor attractions. El Paso is home to the University of Texas at El Paso, one of the largest public universities in the region, and El Paso is also home to Texas Tech University Health Sciences Center. Go Texas Tech. El Paso has 12 branches, and some have great programs such as ESL classes, citizenship prep, high school equivalency program, GED prep, and Mango language learning software.
At Hueco Tanks Library, we have discovered the need to help our youth with dyslexia utilize the young adult collection. The frustrations that come with dyslexia are causing them to lose personal interest in reading. We are concerned because according to the United States 2020 census, the percentage of high school and college graduates is lower in El Paso County than the national percentages. Currently stated on their website, the American Association of School Librarians believes reading is the core of personal and academic competency. At the library, we want to support the education of our community by encouraging those who struggle with dyslexia to read more. And by doing this, we will support reading skills that contribute to their academic achievements. So what exactly is this barrier called dyslexia? The International Dyslexia Association in 2020 defined it as a cluster of symptoms which result in people having difficulties with specific language skills, particularly reading. And they say that approximately 15 to 20% of people are affected by dyslexia. That means for every 5 people, 1 will struggle with reading because of dyslexia. In the 3rd volume of the 2011 International Journal of Psychological Studies, Zainab et al. Provide evidence that students with dyslexia are much less motivated to read than students without. They credit this lack of motivation to the low reading success rate that students with dyslexia experience. The bottom line is that if someone is consistently feeling failure from reading, they will lose the desire. In the 2021 Library Philosophy and Practice e-journal, Farouk and Manzoor point out the need for libraries to remove barriers that exist for patrons with disabilities. Our library can break down the barrier of frustration readers with dyslexia experience and bridge the gap by making the young adult collection more approachable.
Our need reflects our values of diversity because we are supporting and including a more diverse patron population, education and lifelong learning because this opens up more materials for dyslexic patrons to learn from, and access because we are providing access to the printed books in our collection for our patrons with dyslexia.
So I'm going to introduce you guys to our group's persona. Let's meet Rafael Villamez. He is a young high school student. Here he is with his entire family. We have got Rafael, of course, mom, Catherine, dad, Richard, baby brother, Michelangelo, and the middle brother, Leo. Such a cute little family. So let's talk about Raphael. He is a student in high school. He's a junior, getting toward the end of that, about to become a senior. He's on the baseball team, and his current plans for after high school are to hopefully get a baseball scholarship, head to college where he'll be studying for orthopedic sports medicine. It's his dream to help people within sports. So that's cool. Something about Raphael that we definitely got to talk about is he is a member of the El Paso community who is dyslexic. Fortunately for him, he has a very loving and involved mother who has encouraged him and helped to nurture his, ability to read. We see him reading Harry Potter here, one of the family favorites. However, dyslexia is still a bit of a struggle. He has to try harder in school, maybe attend extra meetings or supplemental tutoring. Mom has to go to certain meetings so we can keep up with the progress, but he's a very diligent student. Got all the studying going on here. As we'll see kind of going into this next slide, he's also a big STEM kid. He likes science, doing these sorts of science experiments. Moving on over to our next slide, he also really enjoys technology. I mean, who doesn't love going to Best Buy and playing around with that stuff? Liking technology is actually one of the reasons why we think our solution is going to be really cool. We're hoping it'll appeal to kids like him. So as I did say, Mom Catherine's very involved. This is a really loving, tight-knit family. Here we see them having family game night, just hanging out, and everybody's having a great time, That's super cool. Here we are, baseball. And also, if you're from Texas, you guys know post-baseball game Whataburger, always a good time. Raphael's an Astros fan. Don't know if you guys know, but we just won a World Series, so that's pretty cool. All around, Raphael's a really, fun-loving kid. He loves movies. He likes books, even though he does struggle with them. He has a pretty big friend group, really popular on the baseball team. There he is with some of his friends now. This is for prom. And if we go over to this last one, we can see him with his prom date and the whole squad there. So once again, we really feel like Raphael will be a good fit for the program we're hoping to institute into our library.
Absolutely. And our library solution for youth with dyslexia is a text-to-speech device called the C-Pen Reader 2. In the 51st volume of the 2019 journal, Teaching Exceptional Children, Dawson et al. Found that text-to-speech devices are effective in supporting dyslexia by improving reader proficiency. Also, in the 32nd volume of the 2018 journal of Physiology, Kaut discovered the use of these devices increased reader confidence. In addition to this, Keller's research, published in the 14th volume of the 2020 journal, Assistive Technology Outcomes and Benefits, found those with dyslexia who used text-to-speech technology brought their reading comprehension skills to a level that was more comparable to the levels of their peers. If patrons with dyslexia could have access to a text-to-speech device, it would, as Dawson et al. Stated, compensate for their disability and make the young adult books at the library a more attainable collection. The C-Pen Reader 2 is such a device. As described on the manufacturer's website, the C-Pen Reader 2 is a device that supports dyslexia through its text-to-speech capabilities. To operate it, the user scans the text of single words or entire paragraphs, and through the C-Pen's audio capabilities, it speaks the text out loud, and the reader can follow along while listening. The user interface of the C-Pen provides an audio-aided menu with options for selecting reading speed, volume, languages, and even access to its dictionary. As a result of the C-Pen's AI-based character recognition, this device does not even require high print quality for scanning. Plus, it has 5 GB user memory, which means it can store over 600,000 pages of text. The C-Pen Reader 2 also speaks and recognizes the language of English, French, and Spanish. Finally, along with its built-in speaker, this reading tool has the convenience of earphone capabilities for use in the public areas. As stated on C-Pen's website this year, the C-Pen Reader 2 is a high quality and effective text-to-speech tool for those who are challenged with dyslexia and struggle with reading comprehension, academic confidence, and keeping up in the classroom. If our library can provide access to the C-Pen Reader 2, then patrons with dyslexia will participate more fully in the YA collection. Unfortunately, the retail cost of this technology is not affordable for members of the community who have lower socioeconomic status. But that does present an opportunity for the library to provide access to the C-Pen Reader 2 through a technology lending program. Making this device available to our young patrons who deal with dyslexia will give them a tool to find success in their reading challenges and be motivated to fully use the young adult print collection at the library.
This is our SWOT analysis for the C-Pen. The strengths of this solution are that it does not require internet to function, it is portable, and it is durable. The weaknesses are that we will be setting a 2-week checkout period. It will be stored behind the desk, so will not be obvious, and it requires printed materials to scan. The 2-week checkout period may feel too limiting to patrons, but is necessary to enable all patrons to get an opportunity to use the device. We will offset the lack of visibility of the behind the desk storage by putting up signs for the C-Pen, and the YA section will be an excellent source of printed materials to scan. The opportunities are that it can provide an engaged parent group and can help readers practice correct pronunciation. The threats are theft, and the youth might scan inappropriate material. We will mitigate the theft by storing the units behind the counter, and will mitigate the second threat by reminding parents that they are responsible for their children's usage of the device. The unit comes with a case, headphones, rechargeable battery, and a USB cable for charging, so there are no accessories needed. It does not require access to Wi-Fi or link up to a computer to use, so there is no technology needed to support it. It requires content to scan, which will be provided by our YA book collection. For our marketing, we will make use of our color printer and poster printer to make handouts and posters to distribute and/or display. For storage, we plan to clear out this drawer to store the units in behind the front desk. When developing the budget, we considered several factors. There are no installation costs since they will be stored in a drawer behind the desk. Our training plan is to have a brief staff training session and then have each staff member use the device to understand how it works, so there is no training cost. There are no additional accessories needed since the unit comes with a case, headphones, rechargeable battery, and USB cable for charging. The C-Pen also comes with an 18-month warranty if registered, which covers all repairs. And our marketing plan is outreach and social media, so there will be no marketing costs to consider. With all this in mind, our budget for 15 C-Pen Reader 2s is $4,425. We also will hold a dyslexia awareness event to kick off the new technology, which will be a $350 budget, so our total budget is $4,775. Our marketing plan has a few parts. We will reach out to schools, both to the school librarians and special education teachers, so they can share with their students and the students' parents. We will reach out to the parents more directly by working with parent-teacher organizations and marketing on Facebook, and we will reach out to students on TikTok. Our implementation timeline consists of 10 business days for shipping, 1 day to process the units and set them up in our catalog, and 1 day to set up the marketing and hold a dyslexia awareness event to kick off the new technology. We evaluated our plan using the SMART goals framework to make sure it was well thought out. Our specific plan is to buy the C-Pen Reader 2 units, set the checkout window to 2 weeks, and have each patron sign a form at checkout agreeing to pay a $50 replacement fee if it is not returned. There is a quick start guide included with each unit, and librarians will check with patrons at checkout to make sure they know how to use it. We will measure our success by tracking the number of checkouts and the number of holds each month. To break our plan down into its actionable steps, we will buy the C-Pens, enter them in the catalog, and then market to the youth and their families. For relevancy, all the actionable steps are necessary to implement the programs, so they all provide good value for the effort. And to keep the success measures time-bound, we will set goals for both checkouts and holds. For checkouts, our goal will be to lend out 10 in the first month, 15 in the second, and 20 in the third. For holds, we do not expect to see any hold times for the first month, but would like to see 5 holds in the second month and 10 in the third month. As we wrap up this proposal, we know the youth at the Hueco Tanks Public Library who have dyslexia will benefit from the C-Pen Reader 2 lending program, and we look forward to making our YA collection more accessible to all.
And here are our works cited pages. And thank you so much for watching.